Penance RPG and its affiliate sponsor, D&Dice, makers of dice for all types of heroes, proudly presents Plummet, Falling in the Dark, a Penance RPG adaptation. This bard's tale, as is customary in these parts, may contain strong adult themes, cursing, and high adventure. For now, time turns, the path is open. Let the story commence.
Welcome to episode 26 of Plummet. Who are you? What are you? And in honour of today, which is National Take a Wild Guess Day, what will Bellry have as a tangent today? Starting with Bellry.
You see, this is an inherently flawed premise.
No, everyone else is going to guess what you're going to talk about as a tangent
I'm
today.
going first. I'm going
That's
first.
to help them.
Right. Dostevania, I am Artyom, and this is Vadim, my baboon dad. I haven't practiced this accent, can you tell?
You're a baboon dad.
Yeah, because Artyom was raised by baboons.
Right. Okay. No, just making sure.
So, yeah. So Artyom and Vadim, half-orc and baboon, father and son. And yeah, that's the character.
Okay.
He's Russian as shit, which mostly means I've googled a bunch of swear words. I don't know where I'm going with this. Someone stop me.
What tangent do you think you'll go on today, Barry?
Well, I don't know. You can't predict the nature of a tangent because a tangent in itself is tangential. It is not the focus. It's not the core point. It's a response to something else. Is my tangent about tangents? On the very nature of the tangent, is that the tangent?
It'll do. So,
Thanks.
Amy.
Hello, I'm Amy. I play Frankie, who's our human disciple. I don't know what tangent Bellry should go on, but I reckon it'll probably be something that'll get him stuck in a circle, never-ending loop.
Sounds about right. Squid?
Hello, I am Squid. I play Kursk, the half-orc berserker, and I think that Bellry should do a bit of a dissertation on Darwinism that ends up eventually proving flat earth theory.
That sounds completely plausible. And Olenida.
Hello, it's me, Stu, Nicola Nin, the human skirmisher. Female, I might remind Bellry. I'm thinking that Bellry might go on a tangent about prostitutes for some reason. I don't know why, but it might get clearer as the night progresses.
It's not the worst answer we've ever had to that question. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel very attacked.
See, all one of you had to say is that Bellry will feel attacked, and you've done one already. Anyway, no Ash this week because she's not well. So, Dragon, what happened last week?
As soon as the party realised they had walked into a sealed room, they began to suspect the worst. A trapdoor opened beneath them, sending them tumbling into the darkness, landing amidst a stream of water that separated the hapless heroes along its long, winding tunnels. Whispers, Stu, and Barry finally broke free from the gloom and landed with a loud splash into a pool of stagnant green water. Reuniting with Kursk, who had been sitting at the side of the lake, attempting to wring the water out of his clothing. With the fate of Igneous and Frankie unknown, but assuming they would follow on in time, the party turned their attention to the large manor house on the hill nearby, agreeing between them that it must be the house they were looking for, and begin the journey across the flooded farmlands. Still convinced that the invisible crocodile is following them, the party became further paranoid when they noticed several ducks had suddenly disappeared from sight. It was at this point, however, that Barry B. Beesbury drew the attention of several of the nearby crow hags. Believing that he could simply talk his way out of the problem, Barry informed the hags that he had been sent a letter by carrier pigeon to come and repair the roof of the nearby manor house. After another miscommunication, Barry ended up accidentally destroying the crow hag's shed. This led to promises of repair and rebuilding from Barry, who was subtly abandoned by the rest of the party, all assuming he'd rejoin them later. As they drew closer to the crumbling wall and collapsed gate of the manor house itself, they decided to investigate the gatehouse, finding a small hexagonal charm on a long decayed body. Upon exiting, they saw the dozens and dozens of enormous black birds that adorned the trees around them. Each seemed to glare a hole through each of the party and caw ominously as they watched them slowly make their way up the long driveway. Stu noticed that vandals had removed limbs and other body pieces from statues which lined an old murky pond, with which Kursk was more concerned by the hexagonal markings that were painted onto the statues themselves. As they continued past the pond, noticing that several of the missing statue pieces seemed to be sticking out from the water itself, they eventually came to a boarded up door. A similar hexagonal symbol seemed to be carved and painted upon the door itself. Never letting anything ominous get to her, Stu began ripping some of the boards from the door, releasing a torrent of black birds from within the house. As the rest of the party panickedly covered their eyes to avoid the birds, Barry was still in the Crow Hag hut. His attempts to escape had been met with sharpened blades, and as a result, he had decided to take up residence on the roof of the Crow Hag's shed, building himself defences and forgetting about rejoining the party. Oblivious to Barry's plight, the rest of the party pushed their way inside the house, finding a collapsed stairwell, long abandoned pews, and a sinister-looking altar, covered in the same dark liquid and ashes that the symbols had been drawn in. Kursk examined the altar, finding a small metal box full of thick red liquid and several humanoid canine teeth. Using their best acrobatic moves, the party climbed up to the next floor, finding two unyielding sets of doors, before deciding that the best way to progress was to push Whispers through a small vent between the doors. Much shuffling later, Whispers found herself in one of the rooms that was filled with valuables and jewellery. Opening the door to the remaining two, the party spot another vent on the wall, potentially leading to the other blocked room. Sliding through the gap, Whispers discovered a room with a well-barricaded door and a large box on the floor. Using a key she found earlier, she opened the box, revealing slowly spinning figures of a couple dancing together and the tinkling sounds of a music box. As soon as the music began, birds began crashing into the window, frantic, ravenous, desperate to break through the glass. As Whispers continued to search the box, the glass began to crack, before finally shattering, covering the tabaxi broken glass as the crows began to swarm all around. Cowering over the box, Whispers managed to work out how to release a secret compartment, revealing a small brass key before taking her leave of the room. The party then ran downstairs to an old clock they had noticed before, and while Kursk attempted to keep the crows back by swinging a large painting at them, Whispers worked quickly to open a secret door and they all hurried inside.
And lo, the story continues. At this point, it is just Stu, Kursk, and Whispers, who are all sort of sitting inside this, secret door that you've found your way through. You're in a small passage at this point that's maybe about 80 centimetres high. It's not that tall at all, but you can sort of crouch inside. You see straight ahead of you that the passage is sort of long and dusty and seems to lead to a small door about the same size as what you crawled through, about maybe 20 metres straight ahead of you. And about halfway along, there seems to be a passage leading down to the left. What do you do?
Well, probably gonna take the heart from Whispers, or it's just gonna come along with us.
Whispers is there, she's just sort of exhausted and recovering.
Let's check out. There was a door right in front of us, we said.
The door right at the end, it's basically goes about 10 metres along, and there's a sort of passage leading down to the left. And then straight ahead about another 10 metres, there seems to be another door similar to what you came through, that you can see glimmers of light. And the closer you get to it, the more you hear very light conversation coming from through it.
Can we sort of listen to the door and hear what the conversation is about?
Yep, you're currently hearing the story of two people discussing those fucking birds, and you recognise one of the voices to be Frankie.
What the fuck is Frankie doing here? Well, let's get him in here so we can help us. Probably need all the manpower we can get. I don't know what happened to poor Barry, but he seems really preoccupied at the moment.
I think he was building a stairway to heaven by the looks of things.
Yeah, something like that. Just gonna open the door to Frankie.
You unhook the door, it's on a small latch, and you push it open. And sitting in front of you seems to be Frankie, and we describe your character to me so I know what the character looks like.
So he's about 14, 15, half orc, so fairly pallid. He's sort of quite raggedly dressed, and he has a companion who is, if a baboon could look middle-aged, it has a little baboon beard.
Are we talking like a Rafiki?
Sort of, but instead of a silly stick with a gourd, it has two hatchets.
A monkey with two hatchets.
Yeah, they're not explain. The idea is that the baboon does all the combat.
Okay, sure. So, currently when you push open the door, you see Frankie sitting in front of what looks like this child and this angry-looking baboon. What do you do?
Hey there, Frankie. What's going on?
Stu! Where have you been?
The question is, where have you been?
The room you're in at the moment looks like a stables. It looks like the only sort of dry, open area for a long way.
I fell through a hole, and I don't know where Iggy went. I think he must have fell through a different hole.
Oh.
But I ended up hopping along these halls.
Okay. Yeah, it's easy to fall down the wrong hole.
Have you still not used your heal thing yet, Frankie?
I have not.
Who is your friend?
Don't look at the baboon.
Hey, Billiard. There is no food here, Vadim. What are you going to bring back to the family? Sorry, that's a monkey noise.
Then you thinking you'd got yourself trapped in your desk.
Frankie's just not sure who's talking, so he's just looking between them.
Okay.
Apparently monkeys sound a lot like Arakoa.
Yeah. Hello there, Artyom and Vadim. I'm Stu. We're sort of in a pressed situation here. We sort of need to get down and finish our quest here. Would you want to join us, perhaps?
Well, I'm not very fast, but I can certainly try and keep up.
Who told you my name, Pistia?
I'm a psychic, among other things.
Got one for Pistun.
Yes.
That one means fucking liar.
Привет, меня зовут Stu.
You know, sometimes
Right, that's not fair.
Sometimes I think he's trying to communicate, and then other times I'm just thinking he's probably just calling me names behind my back.
Should we not kill that monkey thing? Is that not like the one in the cage that attacked us in the sewer?
Yeah, it sort of looks like that one, yes.
You haven't had a really good time, have you?
No. He's really cursed, really eyeing it. In fact, he's got two axes just Don't like that thing.
Frankie's debating if Barry had the right idea.
Stay back from Vadim, Suka!
So it's just...
What the fuck?
It's apparently my monkey noise.
It's not the ook eek one, it's the one. Yeah. So Artyom, is that your monkey?
Monkey, he is my father. What the fuck happened there? That was very sort of like...
You kept the accent up a whole 3 lines, so that's improvement for you.
That was like South African almost.
Yes, or some kind of German one, yeah. Okay, so it's not the same monkey as before then. That's okay. Should we head down? We have a little tunnel here, guys, we might want to check out because there's a lot of birds on the other side and the birds are really sort of angry and dangerous.
Why are they hungry?
That cursed sort of hair's got feathers in it. He's holding a bloody painting with feathers and stuff all over it.
Yeah.
You've kind of ruined the landscape.
They're really bad art critics. So, yeah.
Oh, alright. Well, come on. I think the boy wants to prove himself. Atom, are you up for a bit of adventure?
Sorry, I forgot that was me.
Oh, yeah.
I shot
The number of times I have face palmed already on this episode is just ridiculous.
I'll take that as a yes. I'm just gonna hop. Which way are we going?
We're going back the way we're coming from now into this door, and there's a little tunnel going downstairs from there. So just follow us. We'll
Okay.
lead the way.
As you journey in, you see Whispers sitting on top of this quite large box, picking feathers out from the side of her mouth.
Oh, yeah. Do you think we should bring the box down as well, Kursk?
I'll put it on my shoulder, you never know.
Yeah, I think that might be a good idea. So
Okay.
we'll take the box and head down then.
Okay, so you head down the passage. As you descend down, it kind of goes sort of at an angle, and then it gets to the end, and it looks like it's a drop about 2 meters down into what looks like a rather comfortable looking study.
Nice. Since Stu is almost 2 meters long, it won't be that much of a drop for her, so she's just gonna go down there.
Okay. So you drop down, immediately you disrupt several birds that were sort of hanging around that make cawing noises and just sort of flock back to the corners of the room.
Yeah, we still have the amulets, right, with the pentagrams on them.
Mm-hmm. Well, they were hexes, but yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, hexagons, yeah, sorry.
Everyone okay down there?
Well, there's some birds here, but you still have your painting, right? So if they make any trouble, just go all artsy-fartsy on them.
Will do. I'll pass the box down to Stu and then join her in the office.
Okay. So what's Frankie and Artem doing?
There's no other door out of the office, is there?
Looking down from where you are, you can't see anything else, but there is
Okay.
doors and stuff, but...
Frankie's gonna probably need a bit of help because he's only got one leg.
Yeah, Stu is helping him down.
Thank you, my dear.
Are you going to catch him?
Of course.
Probably
I am.
lower myself down.
I'm probably gonna just... It's just 2 meters. I mean, I can almost reach up, so it's like... Mm-hmm.
So...
He's basically grabbing a toddler.
Yeah.
Okay.
You the cutest.
I'm the one-legged rag doll.
Oh.
That's what Frankie feels like right now. He's been through the wars.
And then we go to Artem and Vadim.
I like to imagine, having been raised by baboons, our chum is pretty good at climbing.
Okay.
Vadim, let us make our way down.
I guess roll to see how you get on climbing down then. You get down fine, and your monkey friend follows.
He is not friend, he is dad.
Okay. So, you're now all standing in this quite elaborate looking study. There are several large, plump looking armchairs that look like they've been pecked to bits. Sitting in them look like 4 or 5 mages, again, who look like they've been pecked to bits. Flesh hangs off them. Basically look like they've been dead a long time. There is a door to the back left, and there is a door to the far right.
Do the mages have anything of interest on them?
You can search them if you want.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Alright,
Yeah,
roll to
let's
search them.
I shall roll 2.
Okay. As you rifle through the pockets of the first one of you finds a key with a sort of white keychain, and the other one of you finds a small red pearl. As soon as you do this, one of the other mages begins to emit a and sits up and begins climbing to its feet and sort of shambling towards you.
Oh.
Should we put this down?
Kursk, do you want to do the honors?
We can put the painting, the box down, take out his hammer and attack it with a hammer.
Okay, roll. You crack it through the skull with a hammer, you destroy the skull, it just collapses to the ground. The two that you've just looted also begin to start rising to their feet and going.
This would have been so much better if they had their vocal cords left. This sounds stupid. Stu is gonna just use the hammer and knock them over.
Okay. You crack one through the skull, again just crumples easily like it's very, very fragile dead.
Second
for the other?
swing coming up. Yeah.
Nope, you just missed the other one. The other one you notice doesn't seem to have any eyes left. Just have had its eyes pecked out by birds.
I think Kursk will take a swing when Stu misses.
Alright, roll.
Oh no!
One.
Oh dear!
Dun dun dun.
Do you hit?
This is because we don't have AJ here.
Sorry.
But AJ's not here to shoot you.
Kursk has spent a lot of time with Igneous, so I suppose he's learned a few of his tricks.
Yeah.
Bad habits, huh?
Or this is where you kill his only other friend. No, except you.
You do hit Frankie.
Ah ha ha!
Oh god.
Frankie has the powder.
2.
Frankie
That's
would be
the left arm. 10. Loss. You try and swing. You crack Frankie. Frankie, roll to see. Tell me odd or even first.
Odd.
It's odd. You only lose the bottom half of your arm. Your hammer
But-
connects with Frankie's elbow. It shatters the bone and splits his arm.
That's my
Oh
left.
dear, that's
That's
gonna
your left
hurt a
arm.
little bit.
So, is that my left leg and my left arm, lower arm gone?
Yes.
What? So I basically can't hold myself up at all now.
You can, but you're far more trying to balance on your right side. You do have your dust, remember?
Once we're settled, I am going to use my dust, but I'm just going to have to like collapse to the floor right now as a dead fish.
As you sort of
As a
stare
lily.
at your still twitching arm.
Yes. My hand!
Artyom, would you like to maybe tell Vadim to use those hatches of his, perhaps?
I like to imagine Vadim's just sort of like looking quite hungrily at the remains of Frankie's arm.
Is Vadim attacking?
Yeah. Vadim, not now. Not now, Vadim. So,
Wins.
yeah.
Roll
Vadim shouted.
2d20 for when Vadim attacks.
It didn't go well.
Did get a 1.
No, that's an 8.
Yeah.
That's just-
a 7
that's just
plus
plus
a
one
1,
is a 7.
sorry.
No, that's just 8.
Who do you hit? You hit Stu.
Hey, Vadim! Look what you're swinging.
Does he do like 2 attacks at once?
He swings with both his weapons at the same time.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Rather than doing like
Yeah.
the two separate. I'm with
He
you.
hits Stu's left leg. Loss. Stu,
This
odd or even?
episode's going well.
Odds.
It's odds, you only lose at the knee. The monkey swings down and slices through your knee.
Ah, yeah,
Your leg falls away. Some monkey is sprayed with your blood.
Vadim, you're bad copad. What are you doing?
If we keep going, we might be able to build a new person. Flesh golem.
There's
Dr.
already limbs
Frankenstein is
flying, so
Well, do you want to try again, or shall I?
I should probably try again and maybe I can kill some of you before I die.
I'm good. Kursk is stepping back.
Yep, you kill the other sort of reanimate. So again, crush the skull, collapses in this sort of pool of blood everywhere.
So there's 1 mage left now, I guess. That's not
No,
been
that's,
revived
you
yet.
killed them both. They're both dead.
Well, I thought it was 4 of them, and we only killed
No, it was only
but-
3.
Okay, that's cool.
I am sorry, friend. Papa, he is getting old. His aim is not what it used to be.
Yeah, I'm not very fond of all that monkey business, so...
Frank is just raiding his backpack looking for this bag of dust going, you bastards! Already lost my
and
leg!
well,
Slowly filling his bag full of blood.
Frankie, if I hug you when you use the powder, do you think we both get will?
No! Fuck off! Alright.
Kirk's sort of looking sheepish and just trying to sort of disappear into the shadows at the back of the tunnel.
The last time I was with you, you chopped my leg off, then you chopped my cock off, and now I've lost an arm. You get nothing.
Oh.
Nothing.
Stu is just gonna search the third mage and see if there's anything interesting there as well.
Okay. You search the third mage. There's this is a medium-sized iron key.
Okay, so we got a white key, an iron key, and a red pearl then.
Yep.
Oh no.
What was
I
that
rolled
for?
I rolled a 5 for my dust.
Your dust will just work. It'll just
Oh, okay.
regenerate you.
Yay.
But if you're using it, that's fine. So Frankie pours the dust over himself. He regenerates fully, including basically growing himself back, which he sort of hugs for a few seconds.
I literally just like get onto my like hunch down and like hug around my knees and going, I'm a whole again.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need Igneous to kill Frankie off in one shot because.
You'll think that I might just remain just like you all.
Stu probably got her crotch left from the last time she didn't have a leg, so she's just gonna use that to hop along.
Yep.
Is there anything else in the study that's of interest that we might look through or see?
There's like everything you expect in a study, really. There's like hundreds and hundreds of books. There's like weird paintings on the wall that look like landscapes and quite a sort of soothing area. There's like pipe stands and pipes. Just basically your standard study.
I would like to look through the books and see if I, as usually, if I find any nice picture books.
Alright, roll. You move a couple of books around looking for a picture book. Eventually you find one picture book, which seems to be basically the pop-up Karma Sutra.
Nice. Well, Frankie, now that you're restored again, maybe you wanna read this with me sometime.
I'm gonna roll an Arcana check. I'm gonna see if there's any books that stand out.
Okay.
Does it have little tabs that you can pull on to make
Yes.
the things move?
To make things move, yes.
I mean, Frankie,
Actually stealing that.
this book, Frankie, might get some things on you to stand out.
Oh my god! Sorry, what was that book? I remember this book very clearly all of a sudden from when I was a kid. And it had like a little paper mole, and you took the mole out of bed and he went through a door and he went through his day. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Can't help you there now.
No. Google is your friend, though. So if anyone
close
had
the
mole
hamster.
for tangents for Belry,
I'm gonna roll an Arcana check for the books.
no. There just seems to be general wizarding books. You find a couple of like instruction manuals for things, but nothing that interesting. It's all very boring old fiction.
Ugh, someone had an idea for a flying machine. Preposterous idea.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows that you fly with magic, not with machines, so...
Well, why would you bother to build something if you can magically appear?
Exactly.
Well, I suppose if you don't have magic.
Well, I don't have magic, but I've got charms. And I don't mean little things you have around your wrist.
Okay.
Kirk is now uncomfortable on two fronts.
Frankie's just staring at Stu going, what?
So, you think we should take the door to the left or the door to the back right, guys?
I think when you look to Kursk, he's taking down one of the paintings, replacing the one covered in squashed ravens and taking a fresh one down, putting it under his arm.
Good call, Kursk. Good call. I will think of that myself.
I think it went with the feng shui in this building.
Frankie's just gonna walk into the left room, see what's in there.
Can I roll Feng Shui to test that?
You can, yeah. Immediately when you swap the painting over, the room feels more complete.
Stu is gonna follow Frankie like really closely behind, just to be ready.
You open the door and it reveals a corridor. Directly ahead of you, but maybe 2 meters away from you, is another door. To your left is a wall with another sort of stylish looking painting. And to the right there is a long corridor. After the long corridor stops, there's like an sort of opened out area, which seems to have a... You know the sort of like elevators that had the sort of like crisscross old patterns that they moved across, and they're very much like pulley controlled.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the sort of scissor door that's
Yes.
sort of folded up into side. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, like that. It has 4 padlocks on it. One being green, one being red, one being pink, and one being white.
Okay.
And I'm assuming those are keys.
Yeah, so when we get 2 keys by now, I think. Yeah.
Well, we have the red pearl as well, so I'm assuming that might be the third.
That might be a key as well, yeah. So we need to find one more then.
What was the other color?
It's pink, white, red, and green. And as you walk into this area, there's 4 different corridors leading off this, so effectively at like 12, 3, 6, and 9 leading off this. If you've just come from, say, 9.
Hey, Vadim, get down from there. Like he's jumping on the pulley system.
And you said there was another door on the right, on the inside.
There's a door where you were, and as you look within the corridor, there seems to be 2 doors leading into each sort of section.
Do we just take these a corridor at a time? Go around the clock?
I think we should do that, yeah. I just want to try the white key and the white lock and see if it fits.
Yep, you put the key in the lock, you turn it, it clicks, and releases the padlock.
What happens if I try the iron key and the green lock?
Nothing happens.
Okay.
It's far too big for the lock.
Alright. So there's probably 1 key in each corridor then.
If we look at the corridors, is there any colours or anything that show?
No.
Okay.
So there's probably going to be some more mage bashing then.
When Kursk said to Stu, shall we just go around each corridor, I think he's just then going to march up the one at 12. Which is
you're going
the next one.
counterclockwise. That's really, really imaginative of you.
Okay.
I'm
No,
going
that's,
with you.
that's clockwise if we came in at 9.
Are you going to the door on the left at that corridor
Left.
or the right at that corridor?
Left.
Okay.
Yep.
I've got to listen at it before opening it.
Okay. You put your ear to it. It's a sort of very sort of sploshy sound as you put your ear to it.
Is there any water coming underneath the door?
No.
I think he try and open it, pushing it first and then pulling it if it doesn't open. He's learnt that at least in this shit place.
Okay. You push the door opens relatively easily. Immediately the smell of the sea hits you. It's quite a large room. And about halfway into the room, there's like a sort of small dock that leads out, and it looks like a sort of small underground docking cove. But where the caves, where it looks like the boats would sail in and out, there's a massive iron grate covering both of them.
And there's no actual boats at the dock.
As you get close, you notice that there seems to have been a boat that's been sunk. Like the mast is sort of pointing out from the water. And there looks to be a couple of bodies sort of bobbing around in the water. They look like they've been very much pecked by birds.
Hey, Vadim, get down!
Do you think I should try and fish these out or go swimming? Have a look in the boat?
I think you should go swimming. That sounds about right.
Okay.
See if you can find a key anywhere.
Okay. Kursk is just used to doing what he's told, so he's just going to dive in. He's going to leave the box, he's going to leave the painting, and he's also going to leave his hammer on the side of the docks. Okay. And then dive in and have a look at the boat.
Okay.
At least take a knife with you just in case. Don't be ridiculous.
Let's see what happens. Kursk kind of swims down. He notices that in the remnants of the boat there seems to be a couple of chests and a couple of boxes. They look like they've got a couple of shiny things in them. As he sort of comes back to the surface before diving down again, he notices one of the bodies begin to twitch.
Awesome.
Grab your hammer, Kursk. It's bashing time.
So you go up and he'll ask for Stu to pass it to him. And just...
I like that legally distinct catchphrase.
Stu is just gonna... I mean, is it deep, the water?
It's deep enough that
a boat sunk
relatively
in it.
sized ship sunk.
Yeah.
Think the goodies.
Not that big a ship, like maybe
Stu
a...
is just gonna take out his crossbow and be at the ready for when the thingies start getting alive in the water. I don't imagine zombies swimming that well, but...
I think actually Kursk might just say, I'm going to dive back down, shoot it whilst I'm out of the way, and then I'll go back down and try and loot the chests.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we'll first of all ask what Vadim is doing.
Vadim is climbing on the mast. doing monkey things. While our chum tries to get him to come down.
Okay. What is Frankie doing?
Frankie's gonna take out his crossbow and join Lenida and try to shoot the zombies while Curse is out of the.
Okay. So, the two of you that are shooting, both roll for me.
No.
Do you hit Kursk with a roll of 5? Yes, you do.
Sorry! Ting!
Where do you hit Kursk?
Oops.
You hit him in the head.
Oh,
No, sorry, 10. I'm wrong. 10 is groin.
Okay. He's already got a bruised cock from the last time.
He's got a very bit in the fart cock from the
Frankie,
birds last
yeah.
time.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right. It's pecked.
18's broken. You break Kursk's pelvis.
so far.
You basically pierce his pelvis.
It's just like bubbles.
Thinking taking my crossbow would be an idea of not to injure the entire party. I've gone and broken someone's pelvis with.
Whilst they're underwater. Whilst they're underwater.
Whilst they're underwater so they can't scream at you. The blood in the water has attracted the sort of bobbing corpses that have now reanimated fully and are trying to grab Kursk.
Oh shit.
Awesome. I think Kursk is just going to have to start swinging his hammer at them.
Has he got his hammer now?
He leaned up and Stu handed it to him.
Right, okay.
Yes.
So, Stu's shot managed to shoot one of the zombies in the head, but it wasn't one that was activated. There are 4 zombies now going for Kursk. So, we will start with Artyom and Vadim.
Vadim, get down!
So, is Vadim jumping in, or is Vadim...
He's gonna gracefully monkey jump off of the mast.
Graceful and monkey jumper.
Roll your
not two
2d20s.
words used in the same sentence.
And miss.
Do you hit Kursk?
Probably.
No, you don't. So Vadim leaps from the top of this pillar, swinging both axes down. Doesn't manage to hit anything.
Vadim, quit monkeying around.
Frankie?
Frankie's gonna try and aim for a zombie with his crossbow. 7.
Nope. Kursk?
Kursk's feeling like an apple in a big bucket at the moment.
I'm sorry! I'm sorry! I'm not used to this equipment.
Yeah, if you keep this up, I won't have any use for that Kama Sutra book I found. So.
You swing. You do manage to smack one of the zombies, but because you're doing it underwater, it's not as strong as normal, so it just sort of taps it and spins it round.
That's fair.
You want to swing again?
Yes.
No, doesn't do anything.
No.
Stu?
Yeah, I'm gonna continue shooting at the zombies with my crossbow.
Okay. Natural 20.
Nice.
Yes, you definitely shoot one through the head. Do you shoot more than one? Yes, you do. Somehow, even though they're, relatively spaced out, you do manage to shoot one through the head, which sort of somehow manages to pierce the second one.
Nice.
So it's back to Artyom and Vadim.
Saving my boy Kursk.
Is Vadim continuing to swing?
Yes, Vadim is going to continue as the whirling dervish of hatchets that can't hit anything.
Okay.
Vadim,
7.
open your eyes!
That's
Vadim is obsessed with the one that's already been shot in the head. He's hacking it up now. The water is beginning to become red with churn.
Chunks.
Artyom, that's a pretty useless monkey you got there.
That's my baba.
Yeah.
It's now Frankie.
Again, Frankie's just gonna shoot one with the crossbow. No, I'm not. Oh my god, at least these are not fireballs. At least these are not fireballs.
Do you hit Kursk?
Well, I mean,
No, you
that's just good for yourself. That is not fireballs.
True.
You don't set yourself on fire.
I'd already be dead.
Yeah.
It's now Kursk.
Although this is not very effective, he's not got anything else.
Nope.
No.
Again, you hit it, but it's enough to deter it for a round and stun it, maybe, but not enough to kill it.
At this point, he's going a bit sort of Monty Python. He's just sort of flailing around going, I'm in so much pain!
Well, his pelvis is, a huge arrow through it, so yeah.
It's shattered pelvis, and he's trying to tread water, so he's not going to drown with his shattered pelvis. You can almost hear the bones grinding.
Oh.
Water's amplifying that horrible noise.
Yeah, salt water's not helping.
We're gonna have to rename the series to Plummet Shot Pelvises in the Dark, because that's all it's about by now.
It's
Plummet the murder cast.
Yeah. I'm admittedly getting flashbacks to Dom's
How many
death.
zombies are there left?
2. Nope. Do you hit Kursk?
Yes.
Ooh, that is technically a yes. Where do you hit him? 20. You hit him right in the head.
Dun dun dun.
15. Loss. You kill Kursk.
Oh no!
Finally. I get to kill somebody. That's awesome.
So, you have shot Kursk in the head. Kursk's limp body bobs up to the surface with an arrow through his eye. I'm afraid, Squid, Kursk is dead.
Well, I mean, nobody would want to live through with a broken pelvis, so
No, even though I've done it before.
yeah.
So it was at the end of the journey, and
It was a mercy shot.
Yes, that's right. Think about it.
yes, yes, I remember the pain. It was terrible.
He never got his ice cream.
What do you guys do this all the time?
It's,
You haven't even been here 5 minutes.
How
shut your
do
face.
you know that?
And you've already killed your friend.
It was an accident. I'm sorry, there's still 2 more zombies.
I get a kill for
Vadim.
that, right?
Oh, Vadim's the only one in the water, so... So what's Archman Vadim doing?
Vadim even. I am Archon.
Yes.
Vadim, defend yourself.
Oh,
That is not how you defend yourself, Vadim.
well, at least there's no curse for you to hit. But with a 2, you probably would have hit him. Frankie?
Gonna shoot with a crossbow.
Okay.
Yay!
Natural 20. Do you kill both of them? Yes, Renee. Yes, definitely you do. You shoot both of them in the head while they're sort of slowly trying to gnaw on poor Kursk's body.
No, that's our loot. Sorry, Curse, you'll get treated like everybody else.
I'm gonna drag him out of the water. And with his hammers.
Who wants his stuff?
Well,
Vadim, get that out of your mouth.
I already got a hammer, so I won't need anything.
The one thing that you won't have known last week, Frankie, is that he looted loads of necklaces. He actually looks like Mr. T at the moment because he's just got loads and loads of gold jewelry on.
Frankie's just thinking to himself that these will be really good for when he goes to the brothel and payment.
Here, have a pretty necklace.
You might want to
Here,
take
have
one
a
of
pretty
those.
necklace.
Might want to take one of those super nice charm necklaces and take one for you and maybe give one to Archum as well, because I think Kursk had 2.
Yeah, these are very special silver hexagon charm that we're
Yeah,
talking about.
protection from birds. Yeah.
Okay, here, awesome.
Vadim, put it down. That is not food.
I'm gonna. Does Kursk have any tobacco?
No, I think you'll probably just find loads of cornetto wrappers behind his leather armor. I've had them all along, he's just not been sharing them.
Is there a pack of cornettos in his bag?
A pack of liquefied
Liquefied
cornettos, yeah.
cornettos, yeah.
That sort of explains all of that whiteness around your lip. Yeah.
Are there different flavors cornettos, or they're all the same flavor?
All mint chops.
I'm sure they're all one flavour.
Those are the
Mint
worst
choc-
ones.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Yeah, they are. The strawberry ones are the best.
So
Strawberry corn
while you're
are
discussing
great,
ice cream, Stu is gonna go down and loot the chests.
Frankie's gonna sit and have a smoke while he waits for everybody to come back.
Poor
Right.
Kursk.
Capital is big. Strawberry is the best.
It's mint chalk or nothing.
So what do we find down in the chests?
In the chests, you find a couple of bags. They've still got air in them, so you can look through them, pull them to surface. When you sort of tip them out, inside you find a couple of old rusted metal artifacts, and you also find a green key and a small pink pearl.
Cool. What do you think, guys? Should we try the pink pearl and the red pearl in the locks, the same as with the green key, and see if that's enough?
Well, why don't we check the other rooms first? There are plenty of other doors.
Well, maybe we want to survive.
But what if we miss something?
Well, we could miss something, or we could miss getting killed as well. Yeah. So let's see if the red and the pink pearl works, and if not, we'll have to go look for those keys as well. Or maybe we should wait and see if there's another key in one of the rooms, and the pearls are probably colored the same way as the keys are, so we need the pearls as well for later on.
Maybe. That's why I'm
Yeah.
saying we should maybe check the other doors.
Let's check the next room at least and see if we have another key there, because then
Well,
we'll know.
Okay.
This is the one across from us then.
Well, it's number 3, or yeah.
Okay, room at 3. Okay.
Yeah.
So you push the door open, it opens, and immediately you get a strange scent in the air. It's like quite strong vapours. In front of you, there's a sort of slab with what looks like 2 different mages sort of lying on them. They look like they've been put through some kind of autopsy. They've got the sort of like Y-shaped cut up the chest. On the wall, there are 2 Plague Doctor masks. And on the table to the side, there's what looks like several different like sealed containers containing what looks like flowers, plant material, but the last one is like little tiny sponges. And as you look around, you find that there are a couple of wax gowns and some sort of wax gauntlets.
Okay. Stu is gonna go pick up one of the masks and put it on.
I would not put it on. I'd let us be a little bit cautious about this. Might be contaminated. There's gloves and protective equipment everywhere. Let's not be hasty and touch something.
Can I do a nature on the plants?
Yep. You systematically sit and open each sort of jar in turn and sniff it to find out what it is. You find out that they are roses, carnations, mint, camphor, and vinegar.
Can Vadim and Ardsham start to eat the roses?
You can, yes.
They eat the roses.
Okay, it's like rose leaves and stuff, but yes, you can.
Yeah.
eat it.
Ardsham, Vadim, even these ones are edible.
Frankie's gonna roll an alchemy check. See
Okay.
if there's anything nasty.
Nothing you can find, no. You do have a look at one of the masks and find that you notice that in the sort of nose region of it, there seems to be this plug of a blend of all these things mixed together.
Ah, so that'll block the nasty smells.
Yes.
I'm gonna just do an arcana check just to be safe.
No, there's nothing here of any kind of arcana.
Still, I think it's alright now. I think you can take one if you want. In
Well,
fact,
yeah, I'm just gonna take one just to be rid of the nasty smell, yeah.
I actually want one for my collection because I think it's quite snazzy. Unless, Atom, do you want it?
Nom 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 nom, munch munch munch, eating roses.
No, you're fine. Alright then, fair enough. I'm gonna put that in my pack then.
Okay, are you taking any of the other stuff to sort of stuff into it, or are you just going to leave it as is?
No, I'm gonna take all that stuff too. I'm gonna take
Yeah.
the protective gear, the cloak and gloves.
Glove
Yeah.
and gloves, okay. I was meaning the like plant fragments and...
Yeah, I'm
smelling
going
stuff.
to have some of the extra of that just to put in the nose if needed.
Okay, so is Stu wearing a Plague Doctor mask now?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so Stu pulls on the
She
Plague
is.
Doctor mask.
Sorry, she is. She is.
Stu pulls on the Plague Doctor mask. Are you putting any of the other stuff on, Stu, or are you just putting the mask on?
For now, I'm just putting the mask on.
Okay. You poke the 2 sort of bodies that are lying on the slab, and neither of them move. You notice that there's a sort of scales to the side that looks like it's got basically a stomach in it, and you notice something glinting.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take out that glinting thing, which is probably a
Okay.
key.
You find a small white pearl.
Ah.
Nice. Is there anything on the other slab from the other mage?
You walk around, you look at the mage, you find there's a small drawer that you open. Inside there looks like there's a bone saw and a pink key.
Yeah, I'll take the pink key.
Okay.
And if you're really quick, you might say that I take the pink key. But that seems sort of superfluous, so no.
You can take a pinky if you want.
I don't want the pink key.
Okay.
So guys, we now got the third key, I think, and the third pearl. So let's go check the last room, perhaps.
Yes. This seems to be going rather well. Have I
For
spoken
now.
too soon? I may have spoken too soon, but
Yeah.
You open the final door. Inside there seems to be like a kind of reception looking area. From what you can see, it looks like the sort of area where they'd, greet people when they came in, but the sort of exit door has been heavily barred from this side. And to the floor to your right, there looks like a single mage who looks like he's been heavily pecked to death.
Can we search the mage and see if we find anything of use? Do we
You
need to
search
roll?
him. He doesn't seem to have anything on him. But as you finish searching him, you hear the sound of cawing, and you look up, and in the sort of top corner of the room, there seems to be a crow sitting in a nest looking at you quite angrily.
uh-oh.
Don't say uh-oh, just kill the bird. It's probably got some... Stu is going to try to search the nest because I got the cool mask on,
Okay.
so the bird can go himself.
As you get near, let's see what the bird does. Now, as you get near, the bird seems to back away from Stu with the mask on, but it's cawing quite angrily.
I don't like you.
No, but it's still going to take the things that in its nest. Probably a pearl and a key, but let's see.
You ruffle around your hand inside the nest, you find 2 small eggs, you find a key, and you find a small pearl.
Probably a pink key and a green pearl then.
It's a red key and a green pearl.
Huh, almost the same. Getting confused of all these colors now. Yeah,
We've one of each, basically.
we've got one of each now, guys. So let's head up
Bird
the
is
elevator.
still cawing at you as you go downstairs.
Put our eggs back.
Well, yeah.
Unless you want to make us an omelette later.
Yeah, I'll put the eggs back, of course. I wouldn't want to disturb the harmony of nature. That would be bad.
No, brings them with you. It has been a long time since I ate eggs.
Well, no, Archum. We're not going to have you eat eggs here because we want to have you with us for the rest of the adventure. So let's go back to the elevator and unlock the locks and go up the elevator and see what we can do with the pearls.
Okay. You put the keys in the lock, you remove the padlocks. All 3 of you and the monkey climb into the elevator. When you try and pull it up, it feels like it's not got enough room to go. So you try pulling it down and you descend through the floor. As you descend through the floor, you basically descend into a kind of a crypt. And you hear the sound of something breathing, something quite large breathing.
Well, that sounds ominous.
Why do I think we're just going further down into someone's lair?
Well, we're actually sort of looking for a lair, sort of, just to put this gem in. So I think we're on the right track. But we're probably gonna have to kill someone or somebody or something to get there.
Is that you, Vadim? Quiet.
What can we see?
As you sort of come out of the lift itself and you look ahead of you, you can't really see much in the gloom, but there does seem to be an obvious tomb, like a single large stone casket in front of you.
Anything special about the casket?
The casket does seem to have been lying slightly ajar.
Any,
When is
any
a door
holes?
not a door?
Go ahead, Valerie.
When it's ajar. I thought everyone's heard that joke before.
Ooh. So is there any holes in the casket for perhaps putting pearls in or something
The
like
casket itself? No.
that? No. So what's in the rest of the room then?
Frankie's going to examine the casket.
You look inside the stone casket. Are you going to push the stone back enough that you can see, or are you going to just go on the tiny little bit you can see?
No, I'm just going to examine the outside of it without touching it, just to see if there's any markings or even a name or something on it.
Okay. There's lots of scratch marks all the way around it. They're quite weird scratch marks. They don't look like they're from nails or from animal. Basically, they look like they were from plants or something similar.
Yeah, you've all heard of those scratching plants.
Banana
thinking
trees
vines.
walk.
I'm thinking of vines.
Legit banana trees walk.
We still haven't got the prostitutes yet, Valerie. You have to get them somehow.
No, for real. Banana trees can walk up to 40 centimeters in a lifetime.
That's not that far.
It's not really walking either, really. To be
It's referred to as walking, and it's further than most plants.
I'm gonna roll an Arcana check as well.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I
You
see
look around
nothing.
for Arcana, you can't find much. You do notice that the name on the casket is Skarn.
Gone.
Skarn.
Does that ring any bell?
No,
Does that ring any bells for anybody?
no. I would like to do a dungeoneering check if that's okay and see if I can find anything
Okay.
sort of.
You sort of look around the room, there's not really much you can find that's basically going anywhere. The casket seems to dominate most of the room. You do notice there's some stairs right at the back leading up to what looks like a very secure trapdoor.
Okay, guys. Should we try and get through the trapdoor first, or should we try to open the casket?
I say, let's see if the door opens, and if it's a viable escape, come back and investigate this thing a little bit further.
Okay.
But I'd rather have us have an escape route.
Well, I mean, we still got the elevator, so that's.
Well, yes, but it only goes up one floor, and we've already been there.
I would like to know what is in the box. And we can fight whatever comes out. Vadim is champion fighter.
Yeah, he sort of sucks. He hasn't killed anything yet.
Aiblin, do not talk about Papa like that.
Okay, yeah. Let's look at the trapdoor.
You
Open it.
look at the trapdoor and you try and open it. It opens about maybe 2 inches, 3 inches, just enough that you can like peer out of, but you can't seem to open. It seems like it's got a chain or something on it. When you look out through the sort of small gap, you see that it opens up to a field, and on the other side of the field looks to be a small camp.
Okay.
This has got something over it, so we're not gonna get out of here easily.
No, but we don't probably need to go out easily. We should
No.
probably just go and check the tomb and casket and just hope we don't die.
Right, let's go
This
burn a
seems
corpse.
the place. Yeah.
Let's
open
go
the
burn a
casket up.
corpse.
Yeah, or just put the gem down, and maybe this is the right place.
Oh, maybe.
We still got the 4 pearls as well. That might be good for something.
Let's have a look at this casket then.
Yep.
Do we want to shove the lid over, or...
I don't think we have any other options right now.
Alright, on the count of 3.
1, 3.
Shove!
Okay. You shove the casket door off. It lands on the floor next to the casket. Inside there is a very scratched looking coffin that looks sealed.
Oh, so there's a coffin inside it as well. Okay. Can we examine the outside of the coffin?
Yeah, it looks like it's had like hundreds and hundreds of like been scratched by something that isn't natural.
So that I'm assuming that these have all been like the birds pecking and scratching it with their feet and things.
It looks more like score marks from something wooden on wood rather than being like peck marks or claw marks.
Oh, okay.
He's like the doors that Mama used to make. I bet we find another smaller box inside.
So any places to put any gems or pearls on this one?
Nope.
Break open this one, or
Yeah, just go for it.
Okay. How are you going to open this one?
You
Well,
did
does
say it
anyone-
was made of wood, didn't you?
Yep.
Can Vadim hack it open with these hatchets?
Roll
Frankie's
2d20.
gonna step back.
Yeah, let's do
Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Vadim, it is your time to shine.
That's 1d20. He always rolls 2. Okay. So, Vadim hacks the coffin open. As soon as it opens, you hear a shattering sound. Like something very valuable breaking.
See if he opens the box.
From one of the corners of the coffin, this like very thin, wispy green smoke starts slowly pulling out, rolls round the back of the casket, and then after a couple of seconds, what I can only describe as a stick man rises. A man made of like hundreds and hundreds of wooden sticks rises up, looks at you all, seems to sort of tilt its head slightly, and in a very strange voice goes, "Have you plot my end?"
No, we haven't. What is your name?
My name is Khan.
Oh, so what do you want, Khan?
He It's like it's struggling to speak in a normal tongue.
I want you to kill my brother.
Oh,
Why?
Who is your brother then?
He is in command of some mercenaries.
Okay.
If
Looking at you, friend, I suspect your brother might be already dead.
He sold me to the witches.
Oh, that's not good.
If you say so.
How did you become a stick man, Khan?
Witches, they came for me.
Okay.
And he gestures towards the casket.
So where are these witches then? And where's your brother?
He's up there.
And he gestures again to the trapdoor.
Also, why would we kill this man?
Well, you asked.
We're looking for the center of the swamp. Do you know where it is?
Maybe.
Right. We would maybe need a little bit more reinsurance than maybe. Because, yeah, we need to get there. And we will help you if you can just open the trapdoor and just point us to the center of the swamp.
He gestures again to the sort of tattered remains of the casket.
So you mean the casket is the center of the swamp?
Open the box.
Is there a box we can open that you're standing in?
Look into the sort of remnants of the casket. The casket is sort of lying face down in a pile of splinters. There's something underneath it.
Let's check it out then.
Okay. When you pick it up, you see there's a pulsing looking red gem. And at this point, Scarn starts giggling and goes,
It serves you well.
and then just crumples back down to sticks.
Okay. If I put the green gem from the dragon next to this red gem, what happens?
When you put that green gem down, the green gem slowly begins to fade and begins to turn red.
take that away. Take that away. Let's not mix them.
How do you do that?
Let's do that. Let's mix them.
I don't know if they're supposed to both become red. I thought it was green to represent life.
I thought it was supposed to be different colors for different persons.
What if we take away the red gem? What happens to the green gem?
The green gem, it looks tarnished, but it's still mostly green.
I'm going to roll an Arcana check to get the feel.
Okay. There's a very strong arcana coming from the red gem.
Is it like blood magic or?
It's very strong, very... Let's go with angry feeling magic.
Whereas
Kinda
the green
ragey.
gem's, yeah. So this is kind of like a rage.
I don't think this is a wise idea to mix this with the green gem.
Okay, so we'll take them both with us and go up through the trapdoor then. And see what lies beyond. Probably some witches. Maybe the witches know what to do.
So I take it we're gonna have to go up this trapdoor. Heave ho.
Yes,
Give it a big shove.
Or
Alright.
otherwise, is the trapdoor made of wood?
It is made of wood, yes.
Yeah, so...
Vadim!
No,
It is your time to shine.
No, Vadim. Just...
I'd say let the boy have it.
Okay. I was thinking fireball and everyone stands back, but, well, we can go with Vadim as well.
We'll see how he gets on. Maybe
But
he
there's
might.
Okay, one of Vadim's axes breaks with the sheer force of swinging that he does.
Oh,
Just
Vadim.
embeds the axe head into the trapdoor.
That was
So he's
Maz's
just got the
axe.
sort of stick in his hand now.
You've got the haft.
Well, Stu is just gonna go with going under the trapdoor and just using his strength to just do a really massive push breakthrough thingy up through the trapdoor.
Roll.
I must admit, I do feel like dice, both analog and digital, are conspiring against me recently.
You shove hard against the door. You feel the door like bend more than the padlock gives, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Frankie's going to try the lock.
Okay. While Stu's got the door open, you can get your hand just enough to fiddle with the lock. You do manage to unlock it, and it does spring open, which shoots the door back with a very enormous thud.
Huzzah!
Good job,
Teamwork.
Frankie. Yeah.
Why didn't you just do that, Vadim?
Yeah, because Vadim is a monkey that sounds like a bird. That's why.
God, not that bird again.
Yeah, not that bird again. He's playing that too much.
There was never any bird.
There is no bird.
Only human.
I was waiting for that.
Yep.
Waiting for it.
Yep.
So as you shove the door open and fresh air hits you after the first time in a long time, you realise that you've came fully underneath the manor house and are now basically like back outside the wall of the manor house. Ahead of you there's just enough that you can see it, so maybe about 50-60 meters away there looks like a camp. It looks like it's full of bandits.
Well, Bellery, I think this is your tangent. You know what to do.
Prostitutes.
Yay!
It seems time has run out for this week at least. Join us again next week for more of this tale. These barge tales were originally told to us around a campfire in a long-forgotten land as Descent, Journeys Through the Dark. They were adapted for this podcast by Nikolai Popsky. All music was written and performed by Daniel Boström. The cast of Plummet are Nikolai, Daniel, Bellery, Amy, AJ, John, Squid, and Ash, with additional content by Dragon. If you would like your own high fantasy dice, then journey to dndice.co.uk and use our name Penance RPG at the checkout for a 5% discount of your order. For what is a hero without shiny loot? As for us, we are but meager bards. If you would care to support our tales, you can buy us a grog or two, or Ko-Fi, as it is known in your parts, at ko-fi.com/penancerpg. If you would like to support us in future efforts, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/penancerpg. Farewell and good night, dear listeners, and remember that time will turn again soon. It's only a game, isn't it?
As an aside, how many mice does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Mice can't screw in light bulbs, Barry.
2, but it's very cramped.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Oh,
That one's gone over my head.
sorry, I'm going to have to go back because...
Okay, there's not a huge amount of space inside a light bulb,
Yeah,
Oh.
but there is space for 2 mice to have sex.
yeah.
Oh.
You're going to have to excuse me a moment because I have knocked over my can of drink and it landed upside down and its contents have gone everywhere, so I need to clean that up and get a new drink.
Okay.
No more jokes for you.
No more jokes.
Take you anywhere.
You can't take
I haven't
leave
gone
them
anywhere, I'm in my house.
Exactly.
Those rubber walls are fair doing their job.
They're easy clean, at least.
Yeah, wipe clean.
Hello, I have returned. And in response to the whole can't take us out anywhere, I will regale you with the story of the time I went to an Italian restaurant one time.
Is that the time you went with us? And you got grabbed?
No, this is another one. It's a very short story that essentially comes down to it was quite a cramped restaurant, And we sat down, and I was looking at the menu, and I turned around to look at the specials, and I knocked the 2 wine glasses off another table.
Only you.
The question is though, was it so cramped that 2 mice could have sex in it, or was it bigger than that?
Well, I suspect many mice could have sex, to be fair. But their hygiene rating said otherwise.
Well, Belry, it's still better than the story of you getting crap down you.
That wasn't even really that much of a story. It wasn't even... No, it was sea bass that had, and that I wanted, and they didn't have any.
Jesus.
Also, I think I'm just going to have to give up on trying to find this book because I have no idea what to search for it. So if anybody has any idea, please write in.
To Belry's Mole Book, care of Penance RPG.
Yeah, something like that, I'll do. But for real, it's really going to bother us because there's like this little mole. And he had pajamas on, I think. And like a door opened and he went through the door.
Right.
Does nobody...
You're not thinking of Fern
No.
Gully, are you?
No, it's definitely not Fern Gully.
Okay, that's all I remember of a mole in that.
Because like the little paper mole was like separate to the book. He had like, there was a little pocket in the book where he kept him in. But he like...
That's
The
the only thing
story
I
of
can...
this little who
Yeah,
knew
like
a
it was
little-
none of his business.
That's
like
all
a
I can
little
find
paper
on.
doll.
It shall have to remain a mystery.
It will have to remain a mystery for now.
Is it the wind in the willows?
No, I
No.
don't think so.
No, that's the only
Remember-
mole I can remember. So
I remember one
remember
about a
reading-
hedgehog called The Tales of Mrs. Tiggywinkle.
Yeah, that's Beatrix Potter.
I remember there was a story about in school that I read about a hedgehog that he was hit by a car and he got brain damage, and so it was the book was called The Hodgehog because he mixed up the way he said words.
This is totally where they get the Wonky Donkey from as well, though, because there's that children's book called The Wonky Donkey.
Yeah, The Hodgehog's a real book.
Kursk had a good ending.
well,
Your first player death.
yeah, it's. I mean, it's in the spirit of this Plummet
Absolutely.
cost, definitely. So yeah,
Yeah, we've
Absolutely.
I would really like
popped
to
your
put those
mortal
two.
cherry.
I would really like to put those gems together because I think we're missing the adventure that we're on right now. But
I do hope that Archon and Vadim last longer than most of my characters.
It's
Well,
already lasted
nothing-
longer than 2.
nothing
Yeah.
happened to Barry Beesbury. He's still
Well,
alive and
yeah.
well.
Yes, there is a potential for Barry to return.
And Ebony.
And
And
Ebony.
Ebony.
Yes, so you have actually given up on 2 characters. Just
Fern's one did get kidnapped and held at knife point to repair a roof.
Yeah, but I do like the idea of bringing him back like 10 episodes down the line.
yeah.
What, he's
From
refound everyone?
that one character from that one time.